Excellency Mr. Anѓушев, Deputy Prime Minister. Her Excellency Mrs. Zorica Apostolska, Minister.
Good morning to everybody. I am Deputy Prime Minister for Economy, helping the Prime Minister for economical growth in the country, I suppose, successfully. First of all, I want to express my gratitude for your coming this morning very early on this event, and thank you very much for organizer to giving us opportunity to present our country and to present possibilities to cooperate with Macedonia. Distinguished State Secretary, Mr. Stashek, distinguished Ambassador in Republic of North Macedonia, Mr. Miroslav Toman, Ambassador of North Macedonia in Czech Republic, Orce, and also distinguished colleagues from the ministers, Gemelli and Apostolska. First of all, I will say a few words about the, I can say, economical environment in our country. I think that before having any subsidies and incentives to making the business in any country, I think it's very important to have two preconditions for the business. Those two preconditions are having the rule of law and also having a stability in the country. I think that with our obvious membership in NATO, starting beginning of next year, and also the expecting day for negotiation with European Union, our country definitely satisfied those two preconditions, I can say, for making the business in our country. But on the top of all these preconditions, I think it's very important to say that we have a very supportive plan for financial support of the companies to make the business in our country. This program is named the Plan for Economic Growth, and this Plan for Economic Growth means one set of the measures helping the companies to increase their business activities in North Macedonia. I hope that you will find all these measures very supportive for you, and I'm trying to encourage you to come in our country, first of all, to visit the country, and after that you can recognize, I suppose, that it's a huge range of possibilities for cooperating there, because I think that now it's the right time to come in North Macedonia, and now it's right time to develop the business there or business relationships. You can decide which kind of relations you will develop there. First of all, you can find, I suppose, the really a lot of products with good quality and with very reasonable prices for your market from our country, and starting from the products from agriculture, textile, metal industry, IT industries. It's a lot of very fast developing companies in our country producing this type of the products and services, and I hope that you will find very reliable partners there. Also, I think that we are a small country, but it's like the market, we are an interesting market, because your products can be recognized like very useful products for our market. Also, I know what is the situation here in the industry in Czech Republic. I think that you can find for your growing of your companies very reliable partners in Macedonia, like subcontractors for your businesses, if you want to find this. But finally, also, I want to encourage you to create your own companies in our country, and through this few minutes explanation, I will try to explain you how we can support you in this idea. In this idea, you can be supported by this plan of economic growth. Generally saying, later on, Mr. Alexander Mladenovski, who is director of the free custom zones, will explain to you precisely what means free custom zones and which kind of the subsidies and support you will obtain there. But generally saying, you can count with obtaining land with all infrastructure almost for zero, let's say 0.1 euro per square meter per year, but including all infrastructure. That means the road, electricity connection, gas connection, water connection, everything what you need for your factories or any kind of the promises. And after that, you can count with zero corporate tax for 10 years, which is very supportive, zero personal tax over the salaries, over the wage, also for 10 years. And also, on the top of this, you can count with 10% at least return of your investment. That means if its investment is, let's say, only, for example, 10 million euro, you can count with 1 million euro financial support by the government, or if it's an export-orientated company, even up to 20%, what means 2 million euro return of your investment from the government. Also, you have the subsidies for creating the jobs, and this amount can be up to 20% of the net salary if you are giving 50% more than average salary in the country on the net basis. That means that what is means minimum salary, sorry. Minimum salary in our country in this moment is around 210 euro. That means that if you give more than 320 euro net salary, in this case, you can count with return of 20% of this salary for 5 years. And a lot of companies in this moment, unfortunately only one from Czech Republic, but a lot of companies from United States, from Germany mainly, from Switzerland, recognize this program like very supportive, and they are in this moment present in our country, employing more than, I don't know, approximately around 80,000 employers only in these new factories, and creating really the fast-growing industrialization in our country. I can say a few words because about all these conditions you can hear later on from the rest of the speakers, but I will say a few words about the general picture in our country and what is the economical numbers and parameters in this moment. We start with minus 1.8%. That means that it was recession the first half of 2017. And through this program and through those 2.5 years, we come to growing of the GDP up to the 4.1% in this moment in the first quarter of 2019, and second quarter was 3.1. We expect that this year we will finish with some numbers between 3.5 and 4% growing of GDP, and also with last year was the maximum or some kind of the record of the FDIs in the country, approximately 6.5% of our GDP, or in numbers more than $700 million FDIs in the country. I expect that this year will be similar. In the last 2 years, 54,000 people was employed, or ratio of unemployment was decreased for 5%, and net salaries increase approximately 10%, but still in our country you can find very reliable people for working, starting from the engineers level and also technicians level, workers. But of course we are not asking and searching in this moment for the companies which will employ a lot of people. We are searching for the companies with the higher level of technological skills, with not so much employers, let's say maybe 300, 500, something like this, but with the highest level of technology. I hope that you can find and recognize our country like a good destination for creating your business. It's very important that we have one system of one-stop shop. That means that for all your needs in the country, you can communicate only with one office, and everything what you need to create your business in our country can go through this office, and that means that you don't need to learn whole administration in the country and to spend your time unnecessary. I can say only like the conclusion of this my short speech on the end of this discussion. Of course, if it's any question I can answer, but also I will say a few words more on the end when you will see all possibilities which we have in this moment. I can say that now anyone who can recognize that it's right time to come in North Macedonia will have the benefit in the next years, because I think that in this moment we have something like honeymoon. That means that we are on the door of the European Union. We have a lot of potential and possibilities, because I can say, and I have one sentence repeating several times in the several occasions, that you know, in the Czech Republic or in Germany, all areas are already occupied somehow, and in North Macedonia you can consider like empty space, empty sheet of the paper, and you can write with the big letters, because it's now I can say time to cover some areas which is empty there. Who will be the first there can cover the main part of the market.